Luminous energetic field and rays of light carried within the essence of the blue ray, starseed, and or indigo is truly a potent force and is full of strength. We're going to dive into some details like how does the blue ray energy field automatically transmute lower vibrations? Why does this seem to trigger others? And why does this energy field naturally hold sacred space? So those of us who stream this celestial spectrum emanate a silent and powerful energetic symphony that speaks volumes, often without uttering a single word. As the cosmos align in this era of profound awakening, those of us holding the blue ray of creation aids souls traversing this earthly plane in this end cycle. Let us venture into the realm of the blue ray of creation, but this time we're exploring the ethereal field surrounding indigos and or starseeds who bear this radiant mark. So before we begin, let us take a moment. I really love to tap into this energy. This is the Brighid Energy. This is a primordial energy that holds the sacred fire. So take a moment and close your eyes, if you will, if you can, and let's pretend that we're gathering around the eternal flames of the sacred fire once again. We can bask in its radiant glow as it illuminates not only the night sky, but also our souls. And in this enchanted space, we are transported to primordial times where tales of wonder and magic were woven into the very fabric of existence. The warmth of the fire caresses our spirits, beckoning us to share stories of our journeys and quests. Thank you, and you can open your eyes. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you're returning, thank you as always for being here. My name is Natalie, and I am an oracle of original creation, a primordial story keeper, a sacred soul path illuminator, which means I help those that are here with a sacred mission to launch that mission on earth. And I'm a vibrational medicine guide and here to bring more vitality, more healing, getting to the root cause of what's really going on in fur babies, bodies, and human bodies. So mind, body, emotions, and spirit. Let's begin. In my video called About Blu-ray Indigos and Starseeds, What is a Blu-ray? Which you can find here in this channel, I discuss details that really help answer that overarching question, who are the Blu-rays? So if you'd like to watch that first, come back and watch this, because today we're going to go a little deeper into the energy field of the blue ray of creation, but dig into some of the specific ways that this energy field affects those that are around us. I do have another video that goes over the cosmic mother energy as well, which of course is tied into this. So that's just another one if you're into this topic and want to dig in a little bit more. And if you hang tight until the end of this video, which I hope you do, I'm going to share some secrets on how to work within this blue ray creation of energy. So no matter what kinds of circumstances that you find yourself in, your work, career, maybe your home environment, there are things that we can do to assist ourselves. So I'm going to share some of those aspects with you at the end. So as a quick recap, because I've talked about this in other things, but I think these are important points just to bring up and resurface before we dig into some other aspects. Starseeds. Starseeds are souls that have lived or have originated on other planets. So this could also be other third density experiences like this one that we're experiencing right now on Earth, or can originate from other galaxies or on spacecraft that we call spacecraft because we have no other words for it, or it can be in other realms and other densities. So the DNA origins or location origins can be seen by really knowing thyself, What are the abilities? What are the traits? And for example, Pleiadian, very connected into charismatic teaching, having high emotional intelligence. So there's a lot of different things that we can look at as to where the starseed origins come from. Now, we can be both a starseed and an indigo, but that doesn't mean that every starseed is an indigo. And so there are varying ways that we can stream specific rays of light, or we can say specific consciousness streams, and then how we're coming into form and how we serve. So you can learn more about some of my insights about indigos, starseeds, or both in my video called Are You an Indigo, a Starseed, or Both? So that gives a little more depth. And so let's talk about indigos for a moment. So indigos, we naturally have this clear cognizance, which means clear wisdom, clear knowing, inner knowing, and really connected into hidden codes. And this is the word occult. Occult means hidden. So naturally drawn into the occult or hidden aspects of this realm because we are primordial wisdom keepers of some kind of hidden knowledge, right? And so we can also be from what we've called future, or we can say past, but we can also say it's the eternal now, because we're really looking at a quantum experience, and that's what we're tapping into. And so this energy, indigo energy, holds insights that connect into very empathic, precognitive, and many other naturally clairvoyant gifts. Due to these things, when it comes to indigos and starseeds, we often break the veil, meaning we know ourselves often quite faster. And so I'll give you an example. For me, it actually began when I was 2. So my parents just tried and tried and tried to get me to believe in Santa Claus. No matter what they did, and they really went to some great lengths, as in like going outside my window, shaking bells and all kinds of stuff. I always knew it was them, and I told them so every single time. I was seriously a tough cookie to crack, and that energy has never ever stopped. So Mom, I know if you're watching this, you're probably laughing right now. So this tough cookie aspect, we really fall into that category of those indigo energies. So then let's pour in some blue ray of creation. Now this aspect of the blue ray of creation carries the arc of light of the cosmic mother. So what does this mean? Okay, this is a ray that is a blue, an indigo, an aqua coloration. It's these blue energies, rays of light, if we will, that meld together, and they carry varying levels of codes. These codes are transmitted through vibration, and these frequencies are those of which anchor in that cosmic mother of creation rays of light to fill this realm with those origin codes. And in fact, many of you most likely have really been drawn into this color of aqua blue. This color flooded into my field some years ago. I just can't get enough of it. It's like it was just gathering around me. So this is because the blue ray, the cosmic mother, it is the first order of creation. Origin, original creation. And connects into the aqua blue coloration or ray of light. So there are many of us that have this genetic coding turned on, or we could say streaming that vibration or that ray of light in the now. And so what is this energy field doing? It's bringing in and anchoring this vibrational frequency of the blue ray. I don't know if you can hear it, but that is the dragons of the sky agreeing because it just started pouring where I'm at. So there are many of us Starseed Indigos here, and we are doing just that. We're anchoring these codes, these rays of light into this planetary being through our energy fields. So the cosmic mother is what we could say is the Sophianic coding and the female coding of this realm. We're here to anchor in this original engineering and architecture back in, because these rays of creation that are of the original creation energies were completely and utterly tampered with by the vile otherworldly factions that invaded this realm. The Sophianic coding is tied innately to the 6D indigo field as well. So this is how this starts connecting dots. And so this is the very first primeval order in the universal field of creation. And there are varying blue hues held within the blue ray itself, as I mentioned before. So this field holds codes, and these codes can do varying things to the energies that are surrounding them. So this energy field of the blue ray, of these angles of these blue rays, these blue hues, like aqua blue, it's really bringing in these things that you can very much tell have been missing from this realm for tens of thousands of years. So it holds an incredibly compassionate, empathic, empathetic energy, and it is totally embodying the arc of light of the mother arc, the cosmic mother of all that is. So innately is a sacred space holder, very innate to those of us that carry these codes, or we could say that stream the arc of light. Then the second aspect is this arc of light energy field can also be very triggering to others around it. So the energy field is so large that others can be seriously automatically triggered by the energy, and often subconsciously, by the way. This is extremely disconcerting for those of us carrying this field around us because the codes are just there. And it's a weird conundrum because we trigger others, which then easily triggers us to be forced to think, what in the hell is wrong with me? Right? How many times have you asked that in your life? If I had, as they say, $1 for every time. So let's talk more about the first aspect that I mentioned, which is this sacred space holder. So the blue ray of creation energetic field is empathic, is empathetic, is compassionate. So natural sacred space holder. Now, I'll use an example to share on this because this is really how you see it come to life. When especially those around you have absolutely no clue, the family of origin wouldn't even know these words, and nor would you. And so, for example, when I was a teen, I was voted as what my school called at that time the natural helpers and the mentors. So those of us kids that were the natural helpers and the mentors is we were voted in because other kids went to us for help with their problems. Now, I had no clue I had the cosmic mother energy within me. No way. I didn't even know those words, and in fact, quite the opposite, considering the religion at that time that was being forced down my throat basically told me that the cosmic mother didn't exist, even though I knew that was all a lie. It still was not anywhere near my field of awareness to be able to know that. But I knew I felt different, that's for sure. And I felt different about animals. I cared so much. I mean, like to the depth, I can't even tell you how much I cared for things in a way that no one around me could figure out as to why I felt the way I did. So that often happens too, right? And you'll see this to this day. Even with all of this information being put out there, there's still so many that just don't know. This energetic field is a container that holds space, and others feel very safe within that container. We're born with this natural ability to access realms that are just not accessed from most third density experiences, especially Earth. So when we're around others, when the energy is around others, it has a very powerful language, or we could say communication, that doesn't even need to speak words because it really speaks emotions. And this is really what comes through as empathy. Animals also feel very comfortable in that container, so we can often communicate with Earth very easily. I have had very many communications with the planetary soul and all of the living beings here, whether it's trees, whether it's plants, whether it's animals, whatever. So these are things that can be done very easily within this blue ray of creation. So the second aspect, the blue ray of creation energetic field, is also one that triggers other humans. So other humans feel triggered by the energy simply by being around it. We don't even have to say anything or do much to trigger other people. It's an energy that requires pure and unedited truth. Being genuine is a must, and it requires absolutely no BS. So, when someone is within the field, it is as if the things that pain them about their lives or things that they're doing that aren't on the up and up, for lack of a better term, all of that comes to the forefront just naturally. Like the energy field pulls it out. It could be that you're nagging at them a little bit, but you really haven't said a whole lot. Sometimes maybe you're giving them some kind of compliment somehow, but they take it as this attack on your character. It's a very strange experience. Others can also, you'll notice they can get really envious, very jealous, super defensive, and they just move into those kinds of energies so quickly. So it can make it so difficult to have honest, truly genuine friendships. And when we know it, when we know thyself, then we get it. But if we don't, then it's really confusing. And so it's an energy field that requires others to rise up in their truth, to face themselves. And often others just aren't ready for that. And then it turns back on us somehow. So the blue ray of creation is fierce. Yet it's also extremely compassionate, very empathic, very empathetic, all those amazing, beautiful words. Unconditional love, truly. But as we know, being an empath and all those things, it's really challenging. So I'll bring more up on that topic of empathic aspects soon in other content. But sometimes, when we're out of balance, the energy field mirrors itself to us. We mirror ourselves like every second of every day. So I've had this experience. For example, I was stuck in a really horrible marriage in my early 20s. It was just one of those experiences where I wanted to be like everybody else, and so I thought maybe I should do it. And then I was divorced by the time I was 25. I got backed into corners. And so that turned me into a human that I didn't even know. The things that I did, it's Jerry Springer stories, let's just say. I couldn't be myself fully. And so because I couldn't be my genuine self, it literally turned me into someone that I didn't even recognize. Because it was like I had to get out. I didn't know how to get out. And obviously I was very young, didn't know quite how to maneuver these energies, because I had all these energies, but I didn't know what to do with it. So it's often when we're stuck in toxic relationships of any kind, by the way, this is just one example that I'm providing, our souls feel like it's being threatened, because it is on some level. So if you've ever had a moment when you've been able to really face things that have transpired and then you weren't really able to recognize who you are anymore, well, the blue ray field of energy is making us face our own truths. Being honest and genuine in our own lives is not just something that's nice to have. It is absolutely 100% required. This is why it's a constant reminder to be fully genuine. And transparent in all ways. Fully truthful. Never go against our values at any moment in time. Because when we do, we will find ourselves suffering more than many can even imagine. And it's crazy because often we create that suffering, like I did. I stepped into this marriage thinking, I just want to be like everybody else. And I turned it against myself. And I had to just move through it and work out of it. But it wasn't pretty. What a huge learning lesson that was. But it was not necessary, because I was trying to fit in. I suppressed the cosmic mother energy. I suppressed everything that I was so I could try to be like everybody else. So that's the biggest mistake. Don't try to be like everybody else because it's not going to work. I'll just drop that there. So the other aspect is that we know bullshit without a doubt. We can call it out in seconds. Therefore, the energy field doesn't allow others to lie to us. And when we lie to other people, it kills us, destroys us. So actually, it doesn't allow us to lie to others either, or to ourselves. Now, the times when we do that, it's when we're out of balance with the energy, as I mentioned previously. So again, we have to step into the energy, step into the power of the energy of the field so that we can be in that harmonious wave. The moments or times that we are out of balance, we have to really face ourselves straight on. So this is why, for example, I had caused all that crazy. Now, we were equally crazy in that marriage that ended in my early 20s, but it was ugly. It was just because when we aren't in alignment, then we aren't stepping into the true power of the field of the blue ray of creation that we are carrying. But when it makes others face their truths, that in and of itself is just this triggering aspect. It also is difficult for us to understand why can't others get that they have to face their truths, because we're facing our truths every second of every day. It's just constant. We can't escape that energy. We can't escape it ourselves. And so this energy field requires us to get in full balance. We course correct so often and so fast that it's just the natural way. And that natural way is how we assist others, how we can guide. But others must invite us to assist them. So we cannot offer those kinds of reflections without being invited to share. Now, I've learned that the hard way, and I hope others don't have to, as much as I did. So having a fully empathetic, psychic, wise beyond this realm, thinly veiled, extremely fierce energy field, all those things, it makes living in this specific realm right now extremely, extremely challenging. Did I say extremely challenging yet? Yeah. I think I made my point. This truly is the divine feminine and the cosmic mother ray of creation in its full form. The DNA aspects that really come with this ray of creation, it really embodies a template of the Emerald Order's cosmic mother vibrations. So this magnetic field was always in the original engineering of this realm and the way things were coded. And this is what is being anchored in once again. So this architecture is being powerfully reclaimed, but as you can well see, it's purifying so much here. So much of the energy fields of the planetary being and the things. And so with purification comes truth. Also with that comes illness, because what that invites everyone to do is to heal. So not everyone will want to heal. You know, that's the hardest thing to witness. Some may have chosen just exiting and going to another experience, whatever, but humans just may not even be able to comprehend the level of beauty that the cosmic mother energy actually can even provide anymore. Because in realms like this, where there's been hostile invaders, creating such horrid extremes where honestly I believe it's getting more difficult to use words because the word vile just really doesn't even begin to explain the level of horrid shit that they have brought about, that they continuously do. It's difficult for many to have faith or even be able to see what's possible anymore. There's heavy loads of iron chains that weigh things down, and I'm going to dig into that aspect in the future. That is something that really needs to be talked about. However, those of us that can see this underbelly, see the underworld easily, this really makes bringing full truth to light easier, because it's about seeing all sides of the realm and then speaking in truths of what's really going on. And speaking truth is part of the blue ray of creation sacred mission. It's an aspect. And speaking truth can be done in so many different ways, right? So it's not just this format I'm doing right now. This is just one way. But the cool thing is that every single one of us bringing that through gets to do it in the one-of-a-kind way that we do. The truth is that when you're carrying out the truth speaking aspects, there's these layers of speaking back in unity consciousness. For many of us, this is the Christos or Christ consciousness that is coming back online because we're speaking it back into knowing, because the word Christ obviously has been so distorted. We can also say crystal, or we can say Christos. All of these words relate back to original creation, crystalline DNA 12-strand template and higher, which weaves in unity consciousness. And this also, of course, weaves in the cosmic mother and cosmic father aspects. As cosmic children, we are Sophia. We carry the wisdom of the true core of creation, as this all relates to what we could say is the one infinite creator or primeval creator, the pre-existent one, which is actually a phrase that shows up in ancient texts. So these are diamond core genetic codes of original creation that are about the origin, unity, and oneness. So this is exactly what we feel within the law of one when we know it and feel it, and it is a part of our very being. Thank you for sticking around to the end, because we're coming to the end. And as mentioned, I wanted to save some insights on how to really flourish when carrying the blue ray of creation energetic field. One thing that is really helpful is focusing on the unique mastery that you alone are here to bring, because it's going to come through you, and no one is you. No one's like you. So remember that. This truly can assist in trusting what comes into you and what you are here to share. That is one thing. Another aspect is transmuting negative or lower energies. So this energy field naturally does this. And so when we're in balance, meaning being able to live in our genuine, innate, natural energy and being able to foster that energy, the field allows you to become the alchemist. And this really drives more spiritual evolution that's spiraling forth from how you bring it into your life and then into the lives of others around you. So this does mean having to see all layers of the underbelly or underworld, as much as seeing the magnificent beauty that exists here. Aspects of holding sacred space for animals, for plants, for humans, for the earth. These are all foundational ways to share how you naturally transmute. So a third aspect is when others are triggered, and this begins to really wear you down, because it does. To say that it doesn't, that is not being genuine and honest. It does weigh us down. So take a step back and begin to feel into how you can let go of relationships that just don't allow you to thrive in this arc of light or in this ray of creation. Other humans that are being triggered when you're not the one that's constantly triggering them, or perhaps you're the only one that speaks truths and talks about the huge ass elephant in the room that all can see but no one else dares talk about. You're allowed. Give yourself permission to let go of what does not serve your higher good and step back to assess what that even means for you. Because being around those that can honor the field of fierceness and compassion and all the things, empathy, all these aspects that are held within it, simultaneously are those that become your confidants. Those are the friends that you need to have around you. A fourth aspect is serving as guardians of the Trinity, Earth, Terra, Gaia, of humanity, and of the flora, fauna, etc. It is about protecting, assisting, and remembering that it's not glamorous and it's not easy. When we remember that we are guardians, that the cosmic mother energy is a protector, and we realize that it is a challenge in this here realm, it really helps us to step more and more into our power. The reason why you're even here. Just remembering and honoring that. And then the fifth thing that I wanted to share is being an innate holder of space, remembering that you don't have to hold space to justify unnecessary suffering. Nope. This means that we call out injustices and we see the truth for what it really is. And we become the voices. See, here's the power in this. Holders of space become the voices for those who cannot speak. The earth, the animals, the plants, etc. We speak for them. Cosmic Mother voice, blue ray of creation, Indigo, Starseed. That's a fifth aspect that is really powerful. We don't hold space for unnecessary suffering, and we don't tell others that somebody else's trauma is their own, because we need to transmute and we need to really serve as protectors of the energy and really call things out when it needs to be called out, because that is the power of the fierceness of the truth, of the genuine truth. So for my lens, these are profound ways that the blue ray of creation holders can step more and more into our power without letting this realm get us down, or more so, drag us down. Because many of our energy fields bring unconscious wounds to the surface within others that we encounter. We must remember that while it may seem like we're constantly tagged as the quote-unquote enemies, we must remember all of these elements that I've talked about, because it does allow us to let go of those that make us feel like we are the quote-unquote enemies. And what we can do is we can hold space for others from a distance, because having unconditional love for ourselves requires the boundaries, because we must protect our sacred hearts that the cosmic mother, the blue ray of creation, actually streams through, so that we can be of service versus staying in a wounded state. And as I've mentioned in other content, blue rays really are here to share the very gifts that we've been persecuted for in other incarnations. Now this goes for Indigo, Starseeds, it's not just blue rays. So things that we've been persecuted for in other incarnations, e.g. burned at the stake as witches, for example. This means that we do so no matter what. And I have 2 words for us all right now. Keep going. This keeps coming up in every meditation that I do. Keep going. Please share this video with like-hearted souls, because that is the only way that this channel will grow, given the powers that be don't like the truth spoken, and they really try to choke growth of new channels like mine. So if you can share it, that would be really great. I'd also like to call out, I wrote a new guidebook, and it's called Cultivating and Protecting Our Energy Fields. Very important right now. And you can find the link below in the description if you'd like to grab that. I hope that this video inspires an awakening of more of your magic. Please subscribe to get more videos that are meant to illuminate the path for Indigos, Starseeds, and all humans here with sacred missions to serve as the pioneers in this great paradigm shift of consciousness. Together we are remembering the original creation magic. Again, thank you so much for watching.